Hello everybody, welcome to Creatix channel. Welcome to an academy. So very good afternoon all of you guys. So welcome to the session on SRAM working. So SRAM is very important with respect to your interviews. If you want to go for your interviews or VLSA as a designer future, also it is important. So the basic understanding of SRAM is very important. So in this lecture I will try to give you the basic importance or basic operation working principle of your SRAM. Okay, so let's go. So this is about me guys. I am Bhima Shankar. I did my MTech from IIT Kharagpur. I have around 10 years of teaching experience in GATE and ESC throughout the country. I am expertise with the subjects of digital circuits, network analysis and microprocessors. Okay, so I want to take a few minutes of you for an Academy Plus subscription. So if you want to go for an Academy Plus subscription, that is beyond your YouTube classes, you will be having multiple advantages like live classes, structured schedule, all the classes in both the languages of English and Hindi, multiple batches you will be having, and regular exams you will be having, doubt solving sessions. All top educators are available here. You can watch any number of classes without any restriction, whether it is in the recorded or live guys. So whether you are job goer, college goer or dropout, all the cases, to get the best online platform, you should go for an Academy Plus subscription, which is a more interactive learning platform. You want a personalized coaching, you should take the help of Iconic subscription. So these are the different what we call contents of your YouTube. What you will be getting in YouTube is live and recorded or comprehensive crash courses. If you go for an Academy Plus subscription, you will be getting more and more advantages. These many advantages you are having with an Academy Plus subscription. Okay, we'll see about the prices and all those details at the end of this lecture. So let's start SRAM. Okay, so SRAM is a memory cell static RAM. Okay, random access memory. Okay, you have SRAM and DRAM. In some other time I will take the lecture on DRAM also. So we'll start with the SRAM working. So in this lecture I am going to explain you how the SRAM cell will be working. Okay, how the read operation will be done, how the write operation will be performed, how internally it will work. Okay, so all those things we'll be discussing now. Okay, get ready guys. Basically what is an SRAM? Internally what you will be having, it's nothing but a flip-flop. It is a latch circuit. Two inverters connected back to back. Two inverters connected back to back. You know this, two inverters connected back to back, it will work like a output of one inverter connected as input to the another inverter. So this is nothing but latch. Okay, but to give the input here, we take the help of two more transistors. Okay, so this is the two inverters connected back to back. We will sometimes call it as a bistable multi-vibrator also, or a latch circuit. For this, we will take two more inverters for reading and writing the data inside this. To change the data here, once you give 0, basically if you have two inverters connected back to back, if you apply 0 here, after some propagation delay, you get 1. After some propagation delay, you will get 0. Whatever you give here, that will be locked. It will never change. Same way, if you apply 1 also, after one delay, it will be 0, and another delay, it will become 1, and it will be locked. That is what we call latch. Okay. So here, to apply the data or to read the data, we'll take the help of this two extra transistors we'll be using. So this is the basic internal circuit of your SRAM cell. So if you want to make a inverter, generally how inverter is made, inverter can be made by different technologies. This is one way to make the inverter. Yes or no? Here you will be applying to the MOSFET, you will be getting the output. So if I do that, what you will get is called 4T SRAM. 4T here means 4 transistor SRAM cell. So let's see, have a look here. Okay, in the 4T SRAM cell, here what I will do is, I will replace this part with a what we call transistor. So let me show you. Okay, so you just forget about this figure. In place of this, you will be getting two transistors connected back to back. Okay, let me show you that. Let me draw that figure and show you that how it will be working. Okay, see here, what happens is, I just replace these inverters with the transistors. So let me make a what we call pull-up resistor and you have a inverter. So I will take another pull-up resistor and another inverter. So output of this you connect here and output of this you connect here. Okay, so here, okay, so the remaining part is same. You can see the previous one. I just replace this inverters with whatever we are expecting, and the remaining will be as it is. Here you will be having, okay, the access transistors. Next, listen carefully. I just made nothing, just I have replaced this with a one inverter, this with another inverter. The remaining I kept as it is. BL bar can be anything, anywhere you can take it. So this what is the meaning of BL bar, how it will work, every single point I will explain. Okay, just understand the structure first. So this is called 4T SRAM. You will be having 4 transistors here. Okay, so now we can go for S60 SRAM. You should know the basic inverter using CMOS cell. You can see here, it is also a same circuit. It is a CMOS inverter. Okay, PMOS and NMOS together, PMOS NMOS together. You should have some basic. PMOS is on when your input is 0, NMOS is on when the input is 1. That simple basic you should be having. So you will be having this PMOS and NMOS together. It is a CMOS transistor, you can say, or you can see here how many transistors are there. 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is the most commonly used. That's why called that is called 60 SRAM cell, 6 transistor SRAM. Okay, so now I will explain its working. So how we should understand its working principle, sir? Its working principle, how you will be understanding is its read operation, write operation. So read operation involves, already you have something in this cell. Okay, using these two people N2 N4, just names only. Okay, you can give XY also, it is your own way. Okay, so please understand here, this is the your feedback inverters, and here you have access transistors. So these two transistors will help you to read what is already present here. Please understand here, while reading you should not disturb. While reading you should not disturb the content. You should only read the content. So let's do it. So let's understand the read operation. Okay, you can see the read operation. I have given you some points. I will explain every single point. First read it. You can understand some part, no problem. I will explain and again we will read it. Then you can understand in the best possible way. So first case. First, what we need to do when you want to do the read operation. When you want to do the read operation, first you need to pre-charge BL and BL bar to 1. So I am making this equal to 1, this equal to 1. So suppose for example, your Q is already at 0. It is assumption. If this is initial already present, it is at 1. I want to read this data. How to do it? Very simple. Keep BL equal to 1, BL bar equal to 1. So based on the data available here, okay, you will be having any one of them will be kept at 1, other will be discharged to 0. I will explain it. Listen here. So for example here, what happens is turn on WL. You should make WL is equal to 1. That is old line will be equal to 1. Okay. So actually previously I made a mistake. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is for access, right? This is your 4T transistor. Good. Let's continue. Okay. So now listen here. Okay. So what I will do is, these are the steps. First, recharge these two to 1. You assume some initial value. Fine. I will make BL and BL bar. Okay, it will be done based on the already present values. Okay, forget about it. Then turn on WR. That is a word line. Okay, you will be making it equal to 1. So I am making this also equal to 1. So up to this clear, sir. Now, for example, let's take the example of Q equal to 0, Q bar equal to 1. If it is here 0, here 1, then what happens is, please understand here, this line because of 0 will be discharging. Okay, this Q will be discharging via this path because you have a 0 here, VCC here, and it will be having some resistors. It will be discharging via in this part. Okay, and because it is also 1, this will never discharge in this case. It will not be discharging, but who will be discharging? BL will be discharging. You can see, for example, if Q equal to 0, Q bar equal to 1, BL discharges via the path of N2, N1 and ground. But the BL bar, this line will stay as it is. Okay. So you may have the doubt, sir, if Q is charging here, because this is discharging, this path may be charging, because of current flow, this is some kind of resistance, this voltage may increase by little, there is a chance. Yes, that is, Q can bump up slightly, but wait, listen here. Here we should take care one thing. We should take care of one thing. Okay, I am simply for understanding, you take this as Rn2, this as Rn1, and here you apply some voltage. It is like a capacitor charged to some high value. Okay, it is not constantly 1. Please understand. It may be a capacitor which is already charged to particular value. Please understand. Okay, it is a capacitor which is charged to 1. Now it will be discharging via this path. Okay, when it is discharging, what happens? I want this voltage to be low because I want to retain this 0. Here my job is not to change the value. My job is to keep the value as it is, but understand what is the value present here. So here this Rn1 should be less compared to Rn2 is required condition for me. Then your output will be staying low. This is the required condition. That's why in order to avoid Q to change its value, N1 should be stronger than N2. What is the meaning of N1 stronger than N2, sir? The resistance of N1 must be less, on resistance of N1 must be less compared to on resistance of N2. This can be an interview question. Which one, what is the condition required? What is the care you need to take? Why that care is to be taken? You can say a simple voltage division principle, sir. I want to retain it to be 0 means I should have less resistance here on resistance compared to this. The same reverse happens if you have 0 here and 1 here. This part will do that job. Okay, in that case maybe N3 resistance will be less than your N4 resistance, or N3 stronger than N4 can be written. But please understand this concept. Okay, so is it clear what I am saying? Yes sir, right. Chalo. So what I want to say here is the end of the line. First, let's conclude the points which we have discussed. First point is, whenever you want to read the data, you should not disturb the data. Whenever you want to read the data, don't disturb the data, and keep both of them, BL and BL bar equal to 1, WL equal to 1. You want to read whatever present here, you don't want to disturb. So whenever you keep both the ones, wherever you have 0, that line will be discharged, other line will be kept as it is. For example, if you want to know, suppose here you have 0, here you have 1, this is the initial value. Suppose in this case what happens, whenever you recharge these two lines, you will be having some capacitance which is charged, then here this will be discharged, this will be kept as it is. So at the end of BL and BL bar, you will be having some sensing amplifier. It is a differential amplifier which will select whether it, suppose if it is discharged, it will become 0 na? So based on the value you are having here, whether it is 1 0 or you are having 0 1, based on that it will decide whether the data present is 0 1 or 1 0. So all this drill is done just to read what is existing in the SRAM. Okay, all this is done just to read what is existing in the SRAM. What is the content you want to read without disturbing the content. Okay, so let's go. So let's go for the next. Just Okay. So all these points are clear now. Recharge BL bar to 1 is the read operation required. WL is turn on. If this is off, you cannot access this data, guys. Okay. So WL must be 1. Okay. Then these based on your content of Q bar, any one of them will be pulled down means made equal to 0. If you make both of them once, one of them will become 0 based on available content on Q1 Q bar. Okay. So to here the caution you should take is its on resistance should be less than N2. That is N1 should be stronger than N2. Right. Let's go for the, the resistance is inversely proportional to aspect ratio. In that way also we can speak if required. Okay. If resistance is, the condition with respect to resistance, that you can say R is inversely proportional to aspect ratio. That can also be given. Okay. So let's see the write operation. Once you understand the read operation, write operation is not difficult. You can understand easily. But you should understand write operation is to write some data on the SRAM. Okay, so here you are going to disturb the value of SRAM. You want to disturb the value of SRAM. Already existing value, you want to change it to new value. That is done with the help of write operation. Let's go. Okay, so let's see these points for what we call write operation of the SRAM. So see here. So here you want to write something. For example, just a minute. You want to write here Q equal to 1, Q bar equal to 0. First you should keep these two values. Okay, first you should keep these values. Okay, that is the first point. Drive BL and BL bar with the necessary values. Whatever you want to do, that values you keep it here. Right, make WL equal to 1. Step by step I am going. Then BL or BL bar will drive Q bar with new values. For example, if it is already at 1, 0, there is no change will happens. It will stay as it is. Suppose if it is already at 0, 1. These are initial values. Okay. Now you kept 1 and 0. See what happens. See, now what happens is this will charge and this will discharge. Right. So please listen here. For example, Q is 0, Q bar equal to 1, BL equal to 1, BL bar equal to 0. That is, it is already at 0, 1. I want to write 1, 0. Right. This forces Q to low and Q bar to high. Okay. This will, Q bar to low, this will discharge. And when it discharges, what happens? This will discharge because you are providing a ground here to the already charged circuit. Then it will discharge via your path. Then when it is discharged, what happens is this is like this, it is discharging. Okay. In this case, you should also take care such that this on resistance should be less compared to this. Those conditions I will come anyway. Forget about it. Now please listen here. Suppose when it is discharges, after some time, this will become 0. When it becomes 0, immediately it will turn on this transistor. Okay, and it will give you the required condition of your 1 at the output. Okay, when it is 0, what happens? This will turn on and this will turn on, and you will be getting here. Okay, so this is what you require. That is initially you have 0, 1. When you keep 1, 0, what happens is this will be discharging and it will become 0. When it becomes 0, it will turn on this inverter of P1 and N1, because P2, N3 is in off condition. This will be in on condition. This will be on and this will be off. Automatically, when it is on, this VDD will come and it will drive to 1. So this is how you can write the data. Once you write the data, you can make WL equal to 0. Then whatever the surges or some disturbance occurs here also, this will not disturb this. Okay. So when you don't want to read or write, you don't want to disturb the circuit, you should make WL equal to 0. So this is how you can read and write. So I will explain the write operation again. So please understand here. Initially, you might be having some value. You can see here. Initially, you are having some value 0, 1. I want to keep 1, 0. Okay. I will keep the 1, 0 and I will make WL equal to 1. Then what happens is this will discharge here because I want to keep here 0. Already it is at 0, 1. I want to keep 1, 0. So whenever you keep here 0, this will discharge and it will become 0. When it becomes 0, it will turn on this transistor and you will be getting here 1. So here also, like previous case, you should take care that this on resistance should be less compared to your N2. That is, P1 should be stronger than your whatever we have discussed that condition earlier, same way. Okay. Sorry, N1 is stronger than N2, N2 stronger than P1. For resistances, P1 should have more compared to N2, should have more compared to N1 on resistances. Okay, so that is about your write and read operations of your SRAM. Okay, so this is how the SRAM cell will work, guys. I hope it is very clear. I explained in the best possible way so that there will not be any confusion. Okay, so while reading, I will conclude. While reading, what you need to do is a simple thing. Already you have some existing data. You want to read that. Just make these two lines equal to 1. Based on the data available here, you may get here 1 0 or 0 1. At the other end, you have some sensing amplifier that will read this difference and that will understand whether the data is 1 or 0. In the same way, you want to write something, you should keep that value here according to the already existing value. If the same value exists, it will not disturb. Otherwise, wherever you want to keep the 0, that will discharge and that will turn on the other and that it will give you 1. Okay. So thank you guys. So that is what I want to give you with respect to read and write operation, guys. If you want to go for Unacademy Plus subscription, whenever you take, you can use my coupon code. That will show you that you like my teaching and entering into Unacademy platform. This code is not for my classes. It is for entire GATE and ESC classes, guys. Okay. But it will fetch you 10% discount and the best possible guidance from me and my total team. Okay. So this is for 1 year, 18 months and 2 years fees. So this is for Iconic subscription 1 year and 2 years. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Love you all. Bye bye.